Oh yeah. All right, man. That drum beat got me fucking jacked up. Oops. Cussed right at the beginning. We're not going to be monetized this video like we're
Oh,
monetized
well.
anyways. But yeah, welcome to a brand new episode of Hot Flash, where we talk about upcoming books that have us really hyped. And today we're talking about two that are from some of our favorite people ever. We got Weird Work by Jordan Thomas and Shaky Kane. Jordan Thomas is longtime friend of the show. He is, like I said in the Dave Cook episode, one of the first people that was ever reach out to us and kind of gave us stuff to read and review. So it's really groovy to finally give him some feedback for his wonderful book. And we're also going to be talking about Robot Todd, issue 1 by Farrell Dalrymple, which is available through his Patreon. His Patreon is linked down in the description. So if you are interested in anything we talk about in this video, you can totally go and support him and read Robot Todd issue 1. But before we get into any of that, Joey, you got to check in.
Yeah, man. Sumerian just posted a release pre-order for the One of Us is the Killer. It's a comic they're doing that's based off of the Dillinger Escape Plan's final studio album. So they have different versions. They have the hardcover coming out, the standard edition. Then they'll have a deluxe edition, which is the hardcover with the slipcase and art prints. They'll have a ultimate edition, which is the hardcover with a slipcase, the vinyl, because they're going to reissue the vinyl on white and black splatter. They'll have the art prints, and they'll have 3 like song cards, they call them, that'll be included. Then you have the Killer Edition, which is basically almost the same as the Ultimate Edition, except they add these what they call challenge coins or something like that. Anyway, there's a double-sided challenge coin, and that'll be like a Killer Edition, it's called, and the slipcase will be different on that edition as well compared to the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, so that's up for pre-order on their site at the moment. I haven't looked into the previews for August yet, so I don't know if any of this will be listed in August previews, which possibly might not, because it was written that this is scheduled for release in the 4th quarter of 2024. So that would be still almost a year away, I think. The 4th quarter, right? That'd be at the end of the year of 2024. So, yeah. So we'll see. When the previews. I don't know if they're coming out this week or they came out last week, the previews for August. But I should be getting that either this week or it already came in last week when I go to the shop to pick up my stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this book won't be in it if it's that far out for the release.
Yeah, probably not. Not in the previews anyway, the diamonds. But you can pre-order it right now on Sumerian's site if you want to make sure you get in on that and don't miss it. So, and it looks like it's going to be released as a... this seems like a hardcover. I don't know if they're going to do floppies first and then release this edition. So I'm not aware of what's going on there for that. All I've seen is this hardcover edition advertised. So... So I don't know if it's just going to come out as an original graphic novel. At the moment, that's what it seems like, but you never know.
Yeah. Sumerian needs a little bit more transparency from what we hear.
But, I mean, this sounded like a cool project, so, I'll probably order the hardcover with the vinyl.
Oh, don't lie, man. You're gonna spend the extra $80 for that coin. I know you and your doubloons, man.
Yeah, I love coins, right? Don't start me. I'm going to go on a fucking rant about stupid stretch goals and goddamn coins. Where is my other coin that I have kicking around? Fuck. See, it's buried somewhere. I don't even know where the fucking coin is.
I have like 5 or 6 of them because of the magnetic press books that I backed.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of doubloons kicking around my collection.
Yeah. Do you know where they are?
Yeah, they're on the other side of my room, like over with all the rest of the stretch goal things.
Great stretch goal. At least you know where yours are. I don't even know where mine are. They're probably fucking kicking around on the floor or something. Yeah. I mean, just give me more pages in the book instead of giving me a coin,
Straight up.
Oh, Spanky's in the house. Shut up and kiss me. Well... and you'll have to buy a plane ticket to get over here for that.
Are you listening to Sarah McLachlan? Because, she did a song called that. I'm on some country music. I think Spanky's listening. You at a cowboy bar or something, Spanky, listening to some 90s country?
Yeah. So anyway, that was my check-in. I just wanted to give that a shout out because normally we don't do a big check-in on these because they're short episodes, the Hot Flash. So yeah, I saw that this morning, so I thought it'd be fun to give it a shout out for people in case they don't see it on socials and stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
So
So how about you, Johnny? You got anything for a quick check-in, or are we gonna get straight to the book? All right, what's up?
I watched the Venture Brothers movie. Radiant is
Oh,
the blood
shit.
of the baboon heart.
Okay, where did you watch it?
I rented it.
It's available to rent anywhere now?
Yeah, it's just
okay.
for stream. Yeah.
Cool.
And then I think after a while it's just gonna go on HBO Max with the show.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really good. Yeah, I loved it, man. It was perfect. Like really good. It's kind of funny. It was they were saying it's kind of the end or anything, but they left it wide open. They could still do more. And from what I understand, like one of the guys that does work on it, Doc Savage, I think is what he calls himself. He said that he's probably going to do comic books for it from now on.
Oh shit, that's cool. That's cool. I wonder who's if they do comics. I wonder if they'll go. Obviously, it's a big IP, so they'll probably find a publisher to put it out.
Well, I know that the guy who does the art for it, he had a graphic novel series at IDW called Gorillas that was about it's kind of like Manny's book El Croto. It's about chimpanzees that fight in Vietnam. It's pretty cool comic. So I don't know, maybe IDW. They do a lot of licensed shit anyways.
Yeah, they do a lot of licensed stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe Boom, right? Doesn't Boom do like the Adventure Time comics and Rick and Morty comics or something like that?
Boom, yeah. I think they might do. Or is it Boom that has Buffy as well?
Yeah, they have Buffy, they have Firefly, they have Power Rangers.
Yeah, so they're in the licensing game as well. So yeah, Dark Horse is used to doing licensed work in the past throughout their history. So yeah, they've got some options there for publishers that have already worked with licensing IPs to put out comics. So cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. You'd probably be hyped for that, right? Some Adventure Bro comics, man.
You should watch that show, man. It's really funny.
I've seen back in the day, like that's an old show that's been running for a long time.
Yeah, I watched that back when I started watching that back when I still lived in California. So we're
talking like what 20, 30 years ago almost?
Like 2004, 2005.
It's not older than that, because I thought I was still like just finishing up college when this show started up.
It popped off around the same time like Aqua Teen Hunger Force was kind of wrapping.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. So I was just finishing up college and this show hit. So I remember seeing a few episodes, but at one point I didn't have much money, so we dropped cable and everything, so I wasn't able to watch a lot of shit when I was in school. Starving student, man. You gotta cut the shit in some places, right? So cable was one of the first things to go when money got tight. Yeah.
So you want to jump into our first book?
Hell yeah, man.
All right, we're going to be talking about Weird Work.
Weird Work. Yo, Weird Work.
Which, yeah, I love this book. It's new. It's going to be new to a lot of people, but I read it about, I don't know, a year or two ago.
That right there is the because this was a Kickstarter, and then it got picked up by Image. And this right here, what you're showing us, is the Kickstarter cover.
Yeah, that's the cover I have. The real cover, let's say.
Yeah, the original release on Kickstarter.
And yeah, I absolutely adore this book. I think Jordan and Shaky have a lot of fun with it. It plays with a lot of noir tropes, but at the same time, it goes into other pulpy stuff because got these all kind of anthropomorphic animal creatures, and like everybody's colored like a weird color. Like our main protag is his name's Swace, and he's a blue dude. You'll see here.
Oh, it's Swace. Is it? I was like, his name's Souse.
Souse.
I was calling him Souse. Agent Souse. Detective Souse.
You could be right, man. Like I'm dyslexic, so I was raised hooked on phonics, so I sound things out, and it was kind of spelled like Swayze, but with a CE at the end instead of a ZE.
Yeah, but because SAW is Saw, and then the CE sounds like, oh, maybe he's just having fun, and his name is Sauce, because all their names kind of it's like broken down almost phonetically the way he writes them.
Yeah, because
You know? Yeah,
his
yeah.
partner, this red woman, her name is Donut Trusta. So
Trust us. Yeah, trust. Yeah.
which is kind of cool. They're cops that are just been partnered together. And Swass or Swace, however you say it, is a cop who's got the shakes. He's not like really in the game anymore. Like
Yeah.
something bad happened in his past, and he kind of just hangs back and lets things just kind of happen. And Trusta is kind of a dirty cop. She's known for taking bribes, or at least that's the rumor around the
precinct.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
so these they're been paired together to uncover this this terrible batch of murders that's been happening ever since the crime boss of the town, Lady Haste, has been locked up. And the way it's narrated, it kind of reminds me of the movie LA Confidential. I kind of just hear Vito's voice in the narration, because it's just like, yeah, dear reader, this is what's happening. And
yeah, dear truthful reader, is that it?
Yeah.
What does he call him? Yeah. Yeah, so that must be the name of the newspaper or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
So this first issue, we get like them just hitting the ground, pounding the pavement. Meanwhile, you just get like all these kind of really cool, really random acts of violence popping up between like all these different
gang wars. Yeah, from the gang wars going on. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool. What would you say, like, shaky, like you're saying, like Haste and all that, and as you're going, especially those opening scenes like you're talking about where they introduce Detective Souse, what would you say his style is like for people that aren't familiar with Shaky's style, like with that artist? I mean, he's been around for a long time, right?
I mean, like, I don't know what they call that style, but like I definitely compare him to Mike Allred.
Yes, I'm glad you say that, because I think in some he looks like he's got that Jack Kirby style too. So I'm thinking it's like a mashup of Jack Kirby with Mike Allred. Because when you look at his faces, like when he's the scenes where he's laying in bed, do you have that when he's in bed when he first wakes up when they first introduce him?
No, I only grabbed a couple panels because this isn't out yet. I didn't want to.
Well, the first issue's dropped for the Image copy.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And issue 2 should be either dropping this week or it should be dropping soon, issue 2. So this book is just came out this past month, and I think issue 2 will be coming out shortly. So anyone, like right now, this is out in shops right now. You could go pick this up at any shop right now. So yeah, get out there, go to your shops, ask them if they have any copies. Like you should be able to find it. And if you have a decent comic shop, they should have this on the shelf. Yeah.
I love his inventive creativity. Just this opening shot, like the buildings, this weird peanut building here. Like right off the bat, I just knew that this book was going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, all his designs, like you said, like the creatures and the anamorphic stuff. Yeah, he's got a lot of fun stuff in there.
Yeah, it's Vimy Vendors, who he's a senator, and he's kind of crooked too. He's going to play a bigger part in the story, but you do get introduced to him kind of right away in the book, and it's pretty funny. His
Aardvark, the three-boobed Aardvark chick that he's with in the car.
Yeah. This book has some not safe for work elements to it, but like I think it's all played pretty funny. Like
yeah, and the lines too. You know, they don't hold back. Like he's like, this isn't the shot in the mouth I was expecting you to get, because she gets that, like, spoiler, she gets shot right in the first, like, this is the opening scene, right? And then he comes out with lines like that. This isn't the type of shot this isn't the shot in the mouth I was hoping for you to get, you know, because it opens with the scene with him with her performing fellatio on him. And then like all these like, because there's a gangster war going on, a hit gets on him, so you have these gangsters coming to shoot him, and then his driver and her kind of bite it. Yeah. So that opening scene, it sets you up. I think it gives the perfect tone to the book, right, of what it's going to be going forward.
Yeah. This whole first issue is a really good setup. I mean, it's a pretty short little series. It's only going to be 3 issues. Plus, there's a backup story for it that ran in a book that Jordan Thomas put out called Metallic Dynamite. I don't know if that's going to get released in the Image stuff. But it would be really cool if it did. It's just kind of a, I don't know, like a 7-page thing called The Road Warrior. So
maybe they'll add it into the Image version.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will. I just don't know how they'll work it in. Probably just in the back of issue 3 or something like that.
Yeah. And this is released. What's his Burnt Barn Comics? I think is his imprint. That's Jordan. I'm assuming that's Jordan Thomas's imprint.
Yeah, because he puts all the stuff out on that.
With his Kickstarters, he does it under Burnt Barn.
Yeah,
it's a cute little logo too. It's nice, simple. And Jordan Thomas, he's is he British?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's British.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So that's so there's the connection with Shaky, because Shaky's a British dude too, I'm assuming.
I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, because he came out of 2080 magazine. So.
Yeah, he worked on some Judge Dredd and some other shit. And Jordan Thomas, like you said, some of his other work has been what's that one you just said? The other Kickstarter he did?
Metallic Dynamite.
Dynamite.
That's an anthology thing he did with a lot of other artists. Lucy Sullivan worked on that.
Oh, she worked on that? Nice.
Yeah, she did a strip. Let's see. I have it right here. Let's see if there's a table of contents. Art by Benjamin A.E. Philby, Shaky Kane, J.F. Totti, Anna Reedman, Lucy Sullivan, Carlos Lopez, Ellie Wright, Michael Lee Graham, Daniel Gruitt, and Claire Hemsworth all kind of did art for this. And he kind of wrote all these little short stories, and they're all a lot of fun. Like Jordan's a blast to read. He's got that English wit to him. Like he really should be have come out of 2080 magazine, but he seems to like be cutting his own swath through comics, and God bless him. You know what I mean? He's doing an excellent job. He's one of the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of my favorite Kickstarter writers, one of the ones like Dave Cook, that I would say it makes sense that like they've broken into mainstream indie comics already, because their stuff already came out with that quality.
Yeah, and there's another book we had mentioned on several occasions. Jordan Thomas did was Frank on the Farm.
Yeah, Frank at Home on the Farm.
The Farm. Yeah.
He also did another really fun noir one-shot called Headshots.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah.
It's really cool. You can get all this stuff off of his website, off of the Burnt Barn imprint.
And Frank at Home on the Farm was released by, was it Scout? When it released here in floppies, it was released by Scout. Yeah.
And he has both a colored and a black and white version of that's available, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's a really cool book. Quite a bit different than this one. That one's more of a psychological horror, post World War I. Guy who comes home. Yeah, really cool stuff. Just kind of showing you Jordan's range.
And like you said before, when you were talking about this, like the narration, I really love the narration in this. I thought it was pretty fun. Like you said, the style, it's kind of got that throwback kind of narration, like back in the day, you know how detectives would narrate over the story as it's happening. So you constantly have these narrations going on as the story's unfolding. So it definitely gives that throwback. Kind of, I don't know if Dick Tracy comics were like that. I'm not very familiar with Dick Tracy, but I'd assume it's kind of got maybe some similar vibes to like Dick Tracy, but much darker.
I'm not sure about Dick Tracy either, but like, yeah, it's got some pretty just noir style to him. I'm not sure how actual noir Dick Tracy was, because like I never really read it either.
Yeah. Because like with all the wacky characters, that's why I kind of thought of maybe Dick Tracy. You know, like having fun with creating all these weird, kind of offbeat, off the wall characters. Yeah.
But yeah, this book is available now. I can't recommend it highly enough. If you're not checking it out, you're missing out on probably one of the best things on shelves. And I don't know what else to say, man. Definitely check out Weird Work. What do you think, Joey?
Yeah, man, it's good. And you just start getting into a little bit the banter too between Trusta and Sways or Souse. I mean, like they're both questioning why they're on this case, right? In the begin, like maybe because they don't give a shit. So the one's kind of like got a reputation for being corrupted. The other one's kind of a disenfranchised cop that's maybe not quite washed up yet, but on the verge of just not caring about anything anymore. Get teamed up. So yeah, they have a few quips back and forth between them. That's pretty good. So I enjoy that. You get that buddy cop element on top of the, like you say, the noir element. You got the very strong and suggestive, mature content, sexual and violence in it. So, I mean, you got a little bit of everything, right? And it's, would you call it sci-fi?
Definitely. Well, it
Yeah.
definitely has that pulp sci-fi sensibilities.
Yeah.
Like you said, man, like very Kirby-esque, especially towards the end of the episode when you start getting invisible suits and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
at the same time, it stays kind of a hard-boiled detective story, even with the weird
Yeah.
elements they throw in.
Yeah.
So it's really cute, the tropes and themes that they play with in this.
Mhm. It's a very, very fun, creative kind of book, like original. I mean, its title describes it perfectly, right? Weird work. This is definitely a weird comic. You know, it's a weird, weird piece of work. The title describes it perfectly. So, yeah, if you're into those weird kind of offbeat comics, man, this is definitely something you should pick up and read. Definitely, highly recommend.
Right. Okay, next up we got Robot Todd, issue 1 by Farrell Dalrymple. This is only available through his Patreon at the moment, and he wanted me to be specifically clear with people and let them know that it is like in an ashcan version. It's not finished, it's not edited, and even some of the art in it is not complete. It's kind of a whip version, but like if you're into process stuff, it's really cool. And if you're a fan of Farrell's, it's definitely worth checking out because I've been dying for this book. He's kind of been hinting at it for a long time, like pretty much since Proxima Centauri, his last Image book that came out, and I've been super hyped for this. And I love this character, Robot Todd. He was first introduced in Farrell's book It Will All Hurt, which is really cool. Also, fantasy book, much like this one is, but I don't know. This one, how would you explain this book, Joey?
Fantasy dystopian.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. It's very whimsical. The art is super whimsical. You know, like maybe, yeah, definitely fantasy dystopian. Like, I mean, I wouldn't call it sci-fi. I think it falls more in the range of fantasy. That leans more towards the fantasy than the sci-fi. So yeah, and his art style, man, woo, it's fun. It's got a mix of like watercolor with like finishes with, I think, colored pencil. So it's really, really beautiful art. And like Johnny was saying, this is on his Patreon, so this is like his process stuff that he shares with all his Patreon subscribers. But I've got to say, like Johnny's saying, it's not a complete work. It's not edited. Some of the artwork isn't finished, but I'll be honest with you, this version, even though it's not completely finished and polished, is nicer than 99% of any of the Kickstarters. Feels more finished than 99% of any Kickstarter you'll get on Kickstarter. Like this book is pretty, this first issue is pretty close. Like just by looking at it and reading it, I'd say it's pretty damn close to being
I was just
a finished product. Yeah.
I was just telling you what Farrell asked me to say because I asked him beforehand if I could review it because I don't know when something's like this early in production how they feel about us covering it. But he said as long as I just use the art that he's put up on Instagram and Twitter and you know, let people know that like if they do get it, that it's not, you know, what the book's going to be when it finally is released. And he's not quite sure how he's going to release it, if it's going to be he's going to shop it to studios or if he's just going to crowdfund it. But either way, like I am just utterly psyched for this, and I just want to build as much hype as possible because I love his work. And it's been a while since I've had any, man. Like he since Proxima Centauri, I think kind of the only thing he really did was that first issue of Matt Kent's Mind Management.
Mind Management? Okay.
Yeah.
So he was one of the artists that worked on that last series of Mind Management?
but basically this book starts off and it's got a wizard kind of bringing Robot Todd to life. It's really cute kind of scene, and meanwhile there's this skateboarding rat dude who's trying to find a Robot Todd to hang out with him, or to you're not quite sure why he's looking for him, but like he's on the hunt for him, and Robot Todd basically just meets a fox and goes on an adventure and kind of is just leading all these other characters around to, like, I guess to get the plot really flowing. And you get introduced to another character named Sept, who is this boy with a doll that talks, that I guess isn't supposed to be real, but like Robot Todd can see him too. And he's got something evil in a briefcase that he doesn't want to let out, but he's going to have to because they're being attacked by these crazy little creatures.
Or maybe not evil, but an unpredictable force, like something that can't be controlled, or like very reluctant to open the case, right? Like they'll open it if they have to, but very reluctant to. So it's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and doesn't seem to be something they can control. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. With that red case, you see, and you knew that red case was going to come into play because that character's running around with that red case the whole story, and you make it red so that becomes a focal point of the story, right? Anytime usually that's like a device, right? Anything that's red becomes an important aspect of the story. So you have that red case with the character running around, and they run into some trouble, and that's where the dilemma comes in. Should we open it or shouldn't we, to kind of save our skins, right? And that's like the cliffhanger that the first issue falls on. So it's pretty cool. Like it definitely builds anticipation for the next issue of it. And Robot Todd, like Johnny was saying, very adorable, fun, cute character. And I love the way they do the, like, when he expresses himself, like the comes out of his forehead, like exclamation points or question marks. It's fun, it's playful, it's cute, it's adorable. Yeah, I like it.
I love his design. He's got the little sweatsuit on.
The little sweatsuit, yeah.
As soon as I saw him in It Will All Hurt, I was immediately a fan, and just like great design. I love Farrell's art anyways, man. It's got that, I don't know, just got that rich timelessness to it. Like I said, kind of reminds me of Norman Rockwell. A touch, but because a lot of his human characters got really rosy cheeks too, which he kind of draws out.
It's got that storybook kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
But it's a little more serious in tone. Like it's not a child's book, but it definitely has a little bit of that whimsical kind of feel to his colored art, like the way he colors, like you said, with the rosy cheeks and stuff. It's definitely a very appealing looking, like attractive art that's very like I said, welcoming and whimsical, right? So yeah, like look at that, it's great stuff.
This book probably will have some emotional punches, because a lot of Farrell's work, it will deal with mental health issues, and definitely people with impulse control problems. A lot of his books do involve theming like that, and I think that's the character Sept with the brave case is going to be our portal to that, because in It Will All Hurt there was a character named Gideon, who was kind of a murderer. It wasn't he didn't kill on purpose, but he didn't like that he had to, and like he kind of had to come to terms with that. And I think that Farrell's going to work some kind of thing like that into this book as well, because he kind of does with most of his stuff. But I highly recommend checking out all of his work. And if you check out his Patreon, he's got really cool tiers. Basically, depending on with his higher tier ones, like you basically get a copy of one of his more rarer hardcover books, and he will sign it and draw in it for you. And they're not even that expensive of tiers. Like we're talking like the $25 to $45 tiers, I believe. And like there are 3 different books that you could get, and each one, like he says it, and like he doesn't skimp on doing the art on the inside of the book for fans either. Like he delivers. Like I have a couple of his pieces, and I have some friends that he did work in their books for, and yeah, he is very generous creator, man. Like Farrell is just such a nice guy. So I'm really happy to be talking about his book, and I really hope I get a couple people to go check out his Patreon, because you can read Robot Todd for as little as $2, and He's also got some other free PDFs on there, like one of his first book, Smith's Adventures, and he's got a Robot Todd alphabet book, which kind of is a collection of stuff he did for Instagram. It was drawing a day, and like it's basically just really cool pictures that kind of display what the letter means and stuff for the day. And oh man, just really, really cool, really good stuff. And
that's pretty cool. The theme matches the letter. That's fun. That's a fun draw picture a day with the alphabet, and you pick a theme that starts with the letter.
But yeah, cool. I definitely highly recommend checking out his Instagram too, because he's got so much art on there, and like he does really cool sketches for a lot of comics that I love. He's done a lot of art because he's friends with Rick Remender. He's done a lot of fan art for Deadly Class. He's done Dora Hedoro. He's done a lot of anime and manga that I like, sketches, and they're all so cool. So yeah, it's Feral Day, I believe, is his Instagram.
I think so, yeah.
I highly recommend checking it out. And he throws updates for Robot Todd on there constantly. And man, just look at this stuff. So I really
it's a nice book. Like visually, it's a very beautiful book. If you like that watercolor with like kind of that pencil look, it's really, really beautiful. Yeah.
Plus, if you like what you see here and you don't want to like wait for Robot Todd or whatever, like he's also has a pretty big little universe going that he's started that Robot Todd's a part of, which started in a book that he did called Pop Gun War, and then continues into the Wrenchies, and then also into It Will All Hurt and Proxima Centauri. And all these books are available through Image, and they're all widely available. He's got quite a bit of work that you could look out for, and it's all so much fun. Like, especially if you kind of like how me and Joe are talking about, kind of whimsical but with adult themes. Like, it's kind of neat nostalgia, but for people my age, you know what I mean? It's kind of all throwback, and you'll see references to like a lot of movies. Like, I think he's a big Harmony Korine fan because he always kind of throws that little rabbit kid from the movie Gummo in the background of his work. Yeah. So you'll see like weird little things like that popping up constantly in his books. So, you know, he's kind of what generation he's from and kind of who he's trying to get, who he's talking to in his work. But yeah, man, I love him and his work so much. So I really hope I talk some people into like checking him out more and, you know, getting Robot Todd to be the hit that it should be this year. So, or whenever he decides to release it.
When was his, because like you said, he works within this pretty much an extended universe. Like all his stories kind of interconnect within this same universe. Like the Wrenchies you mentioned was one. When was the last story leading up to this one?
Proxima Centauri. I think it came out.
Okay.
Proxima Centauri. Yeah, it came out in 2019, I believe.
And let's say you introduced me to this creator, so this is all kind of new that I'm just picking up on now and starting to read. And I read this first issue, and I didn't feel lost. But let's say if I would have read the other stuff, because I know that the rat character, I've seen that character in some other books, right?
Yeah. He is. Well, he's got a lot of characters like that. I'm not sure if this dude's actually. I think
the same one. Okay, got you. Yeah.
I think he's new to this book, but
this book.
But if you kind of want to know what's going on with Robot Todd and kind of this particular corner of the his universe, I'd say maybe check out It Will All Hurt.
It Will All Hurt. Okay. Yeah.
And that'll probably get you up to snuff. But I'm not sure what all characters of his are going to show up in this. Like
yeah.
But then again, he leaves it so like if you hop on this book, you're not going to be too lost.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I didn't feel lost, but I felt like maybe there was like, because you said like maybe a better already having a better grasp on the world as you're going in kind of deal. Yeah. But I didn't feel lost, like you said. Like the only reason why I knew there was another world around it is because you had told me about a couple of the other books, and that this character had already made an appearance in another one of his books beforehand. So,
yeah, he's all over the covers for Proxima Centauri, but he's actually not in the book. But yeah, Robot Todd is he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely a fun, cute character, adorable. Yeah. Yeah. So if you like those type of characters that are endearing and stuff, like there's an innocence to him, like a childlike innocence to the character, which is fun and definitely gets you attached to the character quickly.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our hot flash. I really hope you guys learned about some new stuff, or we talked you into checking some stuff out, because this is the good stuff in my opinion. These are the things that people need to be looking out for. I mean, we live in a time where there's just incredible comics that coming out constantly, but sometimes you'll miss some of these kind of odd ones like this, and like the ones that really speak to me. I kind of want to help let other people know about
things that are a little more under the radar that maybe some people might not get exposed to. So yeah,
because I don't know why Pharrell hasn't caught on, man. He's incredible. His work is just gorgeous, and yeah, I'm really hoping to get him to blow up like he deserves, in my opinion.
well, I mean, just people have got to get out there and talk about his stuff and share it with other people, and But some creators are more adept at their marketing themselves than others, and maybe that's just it. He's just happy of doing his work, and he doesn't maybe push socials as hard as some of the other creators. So,
I mean, he is on Twitter and Instagram, but like where I see him really happy and him really talking to everybody is on his Patreon.
Patreon,
yeah. Yeah, he really shares a lot. Like he'll show you if you're on there, he'll show you what books he's reading and what he's referencing with some of his artwork and stuff. And like yeah, he's a treasure trove. He's shown me all kinds of artists from Europe and Japan that I've never heard of that are absolutely incredible, that kind of formed his style. So yeah, his Patreon's been a really big eye opener as a fan of his. So
cool. Very cool. I really enjoyed it. You've shown me a lot of his work too in the past, and I dug it. Like I like his styles. So
yeah, I got you. You're going to be reading Pop Gun War. We're probably going to be talking about that sometime in the not too different future. Maybe when the show's reformatted. We're not quite sure yet, but at some point we are going to talk more about some Pharrell work. Actually, I'd like to talk about his Marvel book as well. The one Marvel book he worked on. It's called Omega the Unknown, with the writer named Jonathan Latham. It's a really, really fun book. It's in the same vein as like Ecstatics, kind of. A little more like this. You know what I mean? It's a lot zany and whimsical. Yeah, a little Napoleon Dynamite-ish mixed with.
Okay. Okay, I like Napoleon Dynamite, so I could get down with that.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and since we're doing some more Marvel stuff, especially talking about the weird Marvel stuff, I thought that might be a fun book to talk about. But yeah, that's all for the future.
Yeah. All right, man. That actually, I'll have to go. I'll have the Marvel app, so I'll go check to see if that's on there. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it should be. Like it's not a Max book or anything. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our show for tonight. And hope you guys enjoyed it. We will not be doing anything next week until Saturday. We are going to be building up to our big Kickstarter launch with Mr. Richard Morgan. We're going to be talking about Bam and Glam issue 7. He's going to be giving stuff away.
Yeah, we're working on the details as we speak. There's going to be definitely some art giveaways. He's going to be drawing live on the show. We're going to do a countdown, and then we're going to be doing some giveaways for the backers who back early. So come watch the show, hang out, watch Richard draw. He's going to be drawing some art and possibly a few other things he's working on that we can't confirm yet. He's looking into it, but there might be some pretty sweet giveaways that we'll be doing on the show live. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and we'll also be talking about Joe's dearly departing. Really tragic news involving Mr. Joseph here. We'll talk about it on Saturday.
Yeah, that'll be part of Saturday's show. Yeah, we're going to have a memoriam. Hey, Cookie. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Richard's awesome. Yeah, I would love for Richard to do just a black and white comic. Just a I love his painted work, but I've seen a lot of his line drawings, like his inks and whites and stuff. Hey, El, how's it going? El should be on the show too. We're working on that, trying to get the schedule worked out to see if El can be there because El and I, well, the memoriam will be, she'll be part of that memoriam as well because we both make an appearance in Richard's comics, so we'll be touching on that. Actually, everyone on the show of Johnny makes an appearance in Richard's comic as well, so we'll be talking about that and some other fun stuff with Richard, who is a very, very nice guy, fun guy, super. He's a sweetheart. So I mean,
Yeah.
love the guy, super nice guy.
And if you're a fan of our show, get here early and back his stuff early because he brings a crowd with him. So it's going to be a pretty packed episode, hopefully. So,
yeah. So yeah, man, we'll be dropping things to promote Richard's work on throughout socials throughout the week. I'm going to be doing a 7 days of Blam and Glam. So I'll be posting all the covers. I'll be posting a cover each day from issue 1 all the way up to 7 on Saturday. So with other little things, Richard's going to be sending me a bunch of maybe some inside stuff that I can put in with the little social media posts to promote as we go throughout the week. Yeah.
So yeah, stay posted for that, people.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys on Saturday, next Saturday.
Yeah, man. Have a great week, everyone. Pick up Weird Works.
Yeah, pow pow.
And sign up to the Patreon.